Hello, thank you for joining me today. My name is Joelle, and this is the place where I talk about all of my crafting that I've got going on. It is where I talk about knitting and spinning and sewing, and in the warmer months, I talk about plants because I'm attempting to learn how to have a garden, how to tend a garden. Um, so this is the second time I'm recording this because I just spent 20 minutes talking to a camera that was not actually recording. So, take two. And yeah, thank you for choosing to spend a little time with me today. So today I want to talk about the things that I have recently finished and things that I have in progress, and only a couple of things that are maybe in the near-ish future. I don't like thinking too far ahead because once I make, okay, I should say I like thinking really far ahead and coming up with all sorts of beautiful plans and beautiful vision for how things are going to go, and then I just go wildly off book. So I don't mind having a list of all sorts of things that are maybe someday projects. I like having those out of my head and in a list, but as far as how I do my actual planning, I really can only think a couple steps ahead because otherwise I just get overwhelmed and then I don't do anything. So let's start off with what I most Ooh, you know what? Let's start off with what I'm wearing today. I liked how I started it last video like that. So I don't know if it's going to become a thing, but that's what I'm doing right now because my getting dressed in the morning, it's not just picking out clothes and then starting my day. It has become a kind of creative practice in itself where I look at my clothes and it's just, think about all how I made the clothes, and it's a very comforting exercise. I talked a little bit about that last time, so I won't go off on that tangent again. But what I'm wearing today is the same kind of linen 3/4 length dress that I was wearing last time. I'm wearing a flannel petticoat with a ruffle, and I've started making flannel bloomers, and so the pair that I'm wearing today are cropped. They were the first pair that I made before I decided what kind of cuff I actually wanted. I tried these ones out with an elastic and a ruffle, just having the elastic be a few inches above the hem, so they kind of cinched in, and then there was a ruffle. I didn't like those, though. I have taken the elastic out. I am probably going to put it back in. I just have to decide how I want to do it. I think I'm going to put it right at the edge of the cuff, which is, I've made one pair already like that, which I'll talk about in a little bit. Yeah, so I've got my bloomers. I'm not wearing any hand knit socks. I made this hat, and I've got the shawl on, which is the pie shawl, which I've talked about before. So yeah, that is what I'm wearing today. Here is a little video, so you can see all the layers all together. Okay, so first up, we'll talk about my most recent knitting project that I finished. Last time I talked about the Falling Leaves Sock Knit Along 2022, organized by Denise from EarthtonesGirl, and these are my knee socks. I finished them, and they're the same size and mostly the same gauge the entire time, which is very exciting. I haven't knit very many socks, so I still consider myself a beginner sock knitter. These ones are a standard wrap and turn short row toe with EarthtonesGirl's Shadow Wrap heel from her Sock Exploration series. So this was a new heel to me. I was just doing a regular wrap and turn short row heel for a while. So that is, I really like the look of that one. And it's slightly easier to maneuver than the wrap and turn. And then I just knit until the yarn ran out and added a cuff. The yarn is, both of the yarns are from Knit Picks. There's the Felici and Sunset for the main colors, and then Stroll Tonal. I don't remember the colorway for this. This one's Sunset, and I think this might be like wine or something, but I don't remember. So I don't know why I'm trying to make up a colorway for it. I do need to weave in the ends, as you can see. So that is going to be a project for this weekend. I'm very excited. Very excited to wear them. I'm not very excited to weave in the ends, just so we're clear. So earlier this year in January, I mentioned this skirt that I had started. I didn't use a pattern. I just started with a fold over waistband, and I just took my measurements and started knitting, and then changed color when that yarn ran out. And I was just doing a very A-line, slender A-line increase pattern. This is using Knit Picks Wool of the Andes. I don't remember all the colorways. I had originally bought this yarn for my family's Christmas hat project last year. Excuse me, I need a drink of tea. Much better. I originally bought the yarn for the hat patterns, but I decided to go with Swish Superwash for the, that's really hard to say, Swish Superwash from Knit Picks for those hats instead. So I still have some of the Wool of the Andes to use, so I don't know if I need another petticoat or if I want to do something else with that. Not sure. Anyway, I did some short rows along the back. That's the front. So I did short rows. You can see the gray, the light gray in the middle is wider there. I did some short rows so that it can go over my butt. Yeah, and I did the bind off is the same one from the Elizabeth Zimmermann's pie shawl. It's just a garter stitch bind off. I had recently did it on a shawl, and so it was fresh in my mind, so I just did it for the skirt petticoat thing as well. This is really cozy to wear. It's fairly slender. It's not a voluminous style like I normally wear, so my layering would go leggings or bloomers, the knit petticoat, and then the flannel petticoat, and then the dress over top. So you have this one sitting as close to my legs as possible for the insulation, and then the rest of it is to fill up the air also for insulation. Yes, you don't need to know the breakdown of how I get dressed, but there you go. So I talked about the socks, I talked about the petticoats. What I've got on the needles right now, speaking of leggings, is a pair of Elizabeth Zimmermann leggings. I'm using the leftover Swish Superwash from the hats. So I talked about in January how I did the cuff a little bit differently. I just do a pretty narrow 2x2 rib for that. She does a garter stitch cuff with the optional elastic, and the neighbor's mowing the yard. I might have to cut out this bit. Okay, he stopped. He's dumping the leaves. Okay. I don't want him to look over here. We're gonna wait. He's still there. Okay, he's going away now. He just see. I leave my leaves on the grass, but my neighbor likes to pick his up and then dumps him in the little patch of woods between our house. So there's like a wide trail in between there, like a dirt driveway. Anyway, okay. Right, so I'm making these leggings. They, like I said, they're an Elizabeth Zimmermann pattern. The pattern, I got the pattern from the collected, what's that? The Opinionated Knitter, the collected newsletters book. So that's where I got that pattern. And I just, when I run out of a color, or when the color runs out, I switch to the next color. So I am, I think maybe an inch or so below the knee still, and then I will increase. I have long legs, so it might take a little while. But this is my my early morning knitting, where I'm just getting started with the day. I have a therapy lamp that I sit with every morning, and I need something. I don't want to just scroll on my phone while I'm sitting with the lamp, even though I do a lot of the time, but I don't want to. And so I give myself something to do with my hands, and I put on a YouTube video or music to have in the background, and then I knit on these. So that's what I have going on right now. I also have on the needles a pair of mittens that I have talked about several times in this show. Sorry, I got distracted by noises ever since the neighbor came over. Now I'm like on hyper alert because I don't want people to see me in the backyard talking to myself. You know what? Whatever. It's whatever, right? Anyway, this is Skandir Knits Yulebuk pattern, and it's lovely. It's a lovely pattern. The chart is fine. It's easy to read. I'm not struggling with it. When my brain could do color work, it wasn't a struggle at all. And so I finished the first mitten and I cast this on, and then it languished. I had just a cuff and it languished for ages. And I know in my January video I said I was like, the second mitten was halfway done, and it wasn't. I don't know what I was thinking. So when I picked it up, I picked it up like a month ago. I had just started the color work before I put it away, and so I have done about an inch and a half. I think I am past, yeah, I've already finished the thumb gusset, and so I'm probably up to here at this point. Yeah, so I'm working on this, and then once I finish these color work mittens, the next color work project I'm going to do is a pair of socks, which I will talk about at the very end. Right, but the next plain knitting thing I'm going to do, probably be working on in tandem with the leg warmers, is I'm using some of my hand spun, and I'm going to make a little vest slip over thing in this. Recently, my recent spinning has been Shetland in a medium-y light gray. This is also Shetland. And I had been thinking I was going to do the other spin in a 3-ply. I'm still making the singles, and I was going to ply it up as 3-ply, which I'm pretty sure I still want to do. This is a 2-ply, so I can't do my color work slip over like I was kind of thinking in my head until I get more Shetland in the brown, and then I can do that as a 3-ply, and then I can do that color work. That's kind of what I wanted to do. Or I do one 2-ply vest in brown, one 3-ply vest in gray, and then one 3-ply vest in brown and gray, because it's winter. I need a lot of those things. And the way my wardrobe formula is working right now is I have my dresses and all of my warmth layers are on the bottom, and it's really what's the word I want to say? It's difficult to wear these flappy clothes while I'm trying to work. I don't mind the shawl, but it has to end like at my elbows, and I get coldest on my back, so I like to have more warmth there. Anyway, I don't know, where was I going with that? I'm not sure. But anyway, I need a lot, at least 3 or 4 slip over vests to add to my wardrobe. Yes. Okay, so that's that. Right, I don't normally do acquisitions, or at least I don't want to get in the habit of doing acquisitions on this diary thingy, but I am going to do one today. I splurged a bit. So, where's the other pattern? Okay, so Katie Green of the Green Bean podcast last year made the fairy ring cardigan pattern, and I just love it so much. It's adorable. It's so cute. So, so, so cute. And there's a kid size. Here's the adult size one. And then Katie did 2 covers. I mean, it's adorable. I wanted to knit this right away, but of course, like I said, I was not in a color work knitting mental space. Um, and then recently, they released a hat and socks to go with it. And I have so many hats. I don't need any more hats, but I do need socks. And then because I was going to get this anyway, I said, well, I'm a completionist. I need to have the entire set. So I have all 3 fairy ring patterns. And because I was just so thrilled with this, it's just a delightful pattern. I splurged for the Daughter of a Shepherd kit. I've never bought any yarn from Daughter of a Shepherd before, and this is just, it's so nice. So there's it's a shade of gray, a shade of dark soil brown, and that's for the, I'm gonna get up so you can see this. See if that works. Let me check in the camera. There you go. You can see the colors there. Oh, I have to ensconce myself again. Okay. And then these are the, well, now I have to get back up. This is for the color work. Pardon my red hands. It's actually getting cold out. Okay, that is for the color work. For the mushroom motif. Okay. And because I was already splurging on the kit, I decided to get the one with all the goodies. And so there's this little notebook. Some squirrel stickers, and they're wearing the fairy ring clothes. Oh my goodness. And then there's some washi tape and a pin. So here's the pin, friend to fungi. And then, oops. There we go. Some washi tape. I mean, come on. And then it all comes in this delightful squirrel themed bag. And it's just so charming. It just makes me so happy. Now I'm not a forager. I do not know anything other than, I don't know anything about mushrooms other than I like mushroom motif things, and I have for a really long time. I love gnomes, I love mushrooms, the little spotted ones that gnomes can live in. Yeah, I even made a gnome hat. Oh, funny story about this hat. It was actually supposed to be a stand-up felted gnome hat, but I had misfiled this yarn in my stash, and I put it in the box of wool remnants instead of the superwash wool. And so, of course, it did not felt in the washing machine like I expected to. So it is nice and floppy. It's my slouchy gnome hat. Right. So that's all my knitting. I will be making those mushroomy colorwork socks not right away. I wanted to get the kit before they sold out, but I am going to be making a lot of plain socks for the winter. I have a couple more colorways of Felici, and I will be making those. I have like a rainbowy one and another, oh, I have my mitts right here. Since it's so cold, I can put my mitts on. Haha. These are the Everything November mitts from Everything Shapes Us. Anyway, so I have another, this is the Time Traveler colorway because it kind of looks a little Doctor Who-ish. So I have more of that, and I'll make a pair of knee-high socks in that color and in the rainbowy one. Yeah, so once I get a couple more pairs of those, then I'll be doing the colorwork socks, and I'm distracted by my neighbor again. I'm gonna knit until he's done. My gauge is tight. What it's called. Right. I finished all my knitting stories that I wanted to tell you. Now, okay, that's annoying. Now I'm going to talk about some sewing. What I'm working on right now is our flannel bloomers. In the video of my outfit, the bloomers that I'm wearing in that video are cropped. They were the first pair that I made. They're made just like my regular pants that I wear under my clothes. I guess I could call all of my pants bloomers because I don't usually wear them without, like, they're always undergarment. Anyway, um, so these I made extra long, and they have an elastic cuff, and I have worn them. I intend to wear them with the elastic pulled up just under my knee, and then the pants kind of blouse over and fill in all of that space so that air doesn't go up all of my skirt layers. And they are functional. It's just I do think I made them a little too long, so they're a little too floppy at the bottom. And so all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unpick the bottom seam for the cuff, and then I'll just fold it up a couple inches higher, and that should, I think, taking out 2 or 3 inches of length should help these fit more like how I envision them to be. So I have black and white polka dot. It's like black with tiny white polka dots. I have a green and black check, and I have plain brown, and there was one other one that I can't remember. Anyway, so bloomers are what's next on my sewing agenda. It's what I'm going to be working on probably this weekend, making more pairs of those. Yeah, I'm just looking at the table to see if I've missed talking about anything, but I don't think I have. Right? Yeah. Sorry, I have hair in my mouth. That is all I have to talk about today. Just a chatty little show and tell. Next time, I hope to. I think I'm going to make a video at the end of this month, November. It's like the middle of November now, like the 16th or 17th. It's Friday. I don't know what actual date it is. Anyway, I want to make another video in a couple of weeks showing what I've been working on in the meantime, and then I think I might only do one video for December, and that is going to be what I talked about in my last video, where I try on all the clothes I made this year and do like a little mini fashion montage that required my shoulders. Right, okay. I'm just babbling. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you are working on all the crafty projects that you want to be working on right now, and they're going exactly as you expected them to, or even better. Bye for now. Just kidding. I recorded that last bit 2 weeks ago. It was Friday the 18th. Today is Wednesday the 30th. And I had a little bit of a unwell period and wasn't able to edit that portion. So I'm adding this little addendum here. Yes, so I have some updates of things I've been working on the last couple of weeks. One is that I broke my glasses, and so they're a little crooked on my face, but that's neither here nor there. I have done quite a bit of work on my leggings, and I just dropped my yarn. I have now 2 long legs. They go nearly all the way up, and which you can't see my legs down here. I don't know why I did that, but I'm very excited about them. So leggings, very nice. And I hope to finish those within the next week or 2. I just have the large portion that goes around, my middle. And I also I started another sock, like I said I would. This is yet another Felici. This one is rainbow. And the toe and the heel and the cuff will be in this stroll, nice blues. The ball's coming apart, so I have to rewind it. Oh, I'm wearing the pants that I showed you, and I'm also wearing the socks that I finished knitting and wove in the ends. I've been wearing them. I've worn them a few times in the last couple of weeks, so I'll insert a video here of how they look today as I'm wearing them. I'm a little disjointed. I'm wearing my apron. I was just I was just cooking dinner when I realized that tomorrow I think is December. And I really wanted to get this video out for November, so I just took a break from fixing dinner and I'm coming out to record this. So I'm a little frazzled. Anyway, yes, please enjoy this view of me dancing in my socks with shoes on because I don't feel like taking. It's raining and I don't feel like taking my shoes off right now. Okay. Um, these were these were all the fabrics that I talked about for the next for the pants that I'm gonna make, the big old poofy bloomers. Black and white polka dot. This was the one that I think I forgot about when I was talking about them, and I said I knew there was another one. It's this red and white check, green and black check, and then the brown. So yes, I think that's all the updates from the last couple of weeks. Yeah, I guess that's it for real this time. Okay, thank you so much for spending your time with me and for your patience in this very disjointed, kind of all over the place, highly distracted episode or edition of my video diary. Yeah. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.